Welcome to today's show on our Eagle City Multifamily channel, where we talk all things apartments and investing. And today it is the 1st of January of 24. January 1, 2024. Look, never happened before, never happened again. And let's jump right in here today and let's talk about some principles for success from Ray Dalio. And this was at an live event with Ray Dalio speaking and sharing his success principles. He also wrote a book. Look that up. Google search Ray Dalio's book and get yourself a copy of that and learn some more. And for all those live on the call, please post your questions in the chat and we'll get to them later in the meeting. So let's jump right on in here and talk about 3 success principles from Ray Dalio. And always remember, look, see the coffee? There's always some good over a cup of coffee. So principle number 1, work with people who are good where you are weak. So for example, I want partners in my business, in my marriage, in my company, where their strong point is not my strong point, right? Otherwise, there's no need for one of one. So if there's 2 or more, and we all have the same strength on the same, like the same strong point, like what I'm good at or what I'm best at, if we're all best at the same thing, there's no need for the other party or any of the others, right? And so that's something to think about. And there's conflict sometimes with partners that are strong in different areas, but that's okay. That's good. We improve each other by being strong in different areas. Success principle number 2 that we'll cover today is, how do I know I'm right? To be successful has more to do with knowing how to deal with your not knowing than anything you know. And let's take a moment to break that down so it makes more sense. And first of all, I'll go over that statement again. And this is what I heard Ray Dalio say, and it makes a lot of sense to me. How do I know I'm right? To be successful has more to do with knowing how to deal with your not knowing than anything you know. A little bit of a tongue twister, a little bit, a lot there to understand and wrap your head around, right? As they say. If you can then think, how do I know I'm right? And let's stop just for a moment and think about this. A lot of times we just want to go do it, right? Because we think we're right. We don't think there's any problem with what we're doing. After all, we're doing it. We thought of it. Let's go do this, right? But that doesn't mean it's right. That doesn't even mean it'll work because we thought of it. Thinking is the hardest part. That's why so few people do it. By Henry Ford. That's one of my favorites from Henry Ford, by the way. And so thinking is very important. Stress test yourself. This is from Ray Dalio again, just some notes I took from a live event. Find people who disagree with you, the smartest people you can find, and have thoughtful disagreements. Stress test provides learning. Okay, so it's very important to stress test my ideas. And that's what makes me more successful is when I go out there and I'm determined to do something, make it happen. But first, I need to stop and think about why I think I'm right. I may not be right. We're usually not right. It is my job to find a path that is less wrong, right? It is closer to being right. And here's something that I believe we never have the best way. Okay, maybe it's the best way we can come up with. Yes, I agree. But we can always find a better way. And the reason for some of this premise is that our situation changes, right? It's like a moving target, right? It's like a heat-seeking missile. It's always course correcting. And that's the reason I think that I can always improve. I'm never perfect because my environment changes. I can always adjust and get a little more accurate, a little better, better results, whatever it is I am doing. And here at Eagle City Multifamily, we do a lot of underwriting on apartment deals to find out if it makes sense for my investors and I to put my money into these deals, right? Will it make more money over a long term, right? Over the life of the deal, right? The life of the deal meaning as long as we own the deal. And so, for example, this year, my partners and I underwrote or analyzed over 60 deals. And it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of due diligence, a lot of how do I know I'm right? Right? It takes a lot of thinking and a lot of processing because in this case, each deal is in a different location, right? And I want to be confident that we are investing our money in the best possible investment. And so very few of the deals that we analyze actually are great deals to invest in. So we close on probably 1% or less of the deals that we look at and analyze. And so let's move on to success principle number 3. You need to know what people are like, because when you know what someone is like, you know what you can expect from them, right? For example, if you want to invest with Eagle City Multifamily, you need to know a little bit about us, how we work, what we look for, what we mean when we project returns, what type of deals we look for, right? And that's one reason for this channel and for these live calls, is to be able to communicate with people, let you know a little more about myself and my partners, and what we do, and how we invest our money. And so I'll read that again. And these are notes I took from Ray Dalio. You need to know what people are like, because when you know what someone is like, you know what you can expect from them. And this has a lot to do with like a partnership, maybe in a business partnership, a marriage, a friend partnership, right? An employment partnership, right? I say partnership, I mean, it's a partnership when you work for someone, or when you hire someone to work for you. You you just need to know what they're like, so you know what to expect from them, right? And what their strong points are again. So to recap, I want to go back over these 3 success principles that we just talked about. To recap, number 1, work with people who are good where you are weak. Number 2, how do I know I'm right? Think about what makes me so confident about why I think I'm right. And maybe we are not even that confident, but why are we choosing the direction that we are going rather than another direction? Because typically there are many options and directions that we could go. And number 3, you need to know what people are like when you get in a partnership, or when you do business with, or when you're associate with someone, because when you know what someone is like, you know what you can expect from them, right? I'm a lot happier person if I know I cannot expect certain things from certain people, because maybe that's just not who they are. Maybe they couldn't if they tried, right? And so my life becomes a lot happier, a lot more stress-free, if I know what to expect from people that I'm dealing with and interacting with. And so those are the 3 success principles from Ray Dalio that I wanted to cover tonight. And now there are 5 points I want to mention that matter to me. And just so you know a little bit more about what's important to me. Number 1, and what is important. Okay, so number 1, feed your mind. I believe it's very important to feed my mind and stand guard at the door of my mind. In other words, I care what I learn and what I read and what I pay attention to and what I dwell on, like what I think about over and over again, right? Because that is who I become, in other words, and the results of me come from what I think about over and over again. Number 2, strengthen your body. I believe that health and fitness is very important, and I spend a lot of time with health and fitness. For example, my son and I just started the 75 hard yesterday, and that's a 75-day challenge for personal health and accountability. So basically we go 75 days, we do 2 45-minute workouts a day, at least one have to be outdoor, rain or shine, and we drink a gallon of water every day, and we read 10 pages of a physical book, a book you can page through, not on computer, phone, or screen or anything. That should be a physical book. And we read 10 pages a day, a minimum of 10. And there's a few other things. Take a progress picture, eat a specific diet, and that's it's about what it is, right? And so my son is a fitness coach, and he's also help keep me on track. So find someone that can help keep you on track with your health and fitness, because it's very important. Without health, nothing else matters, right? And number 3, find a great role model. And Success Leaves Clues by Tony Robbins. That's one of my favorites from Mr. Tony Robbins. Success leaves clues. And that's why it's important to find a great role model. Now, so far, we've covered 3 points. Feed your mind. Number 2, strengthen your body. Number 3, find a great role model. And this number 3, finding a great role model, can be in every area of our life. It could be in our career. It could be in our health and fitness. It can be in our personal life, relationship, every area. I have multiple coaches and role models for my life, in each area of my life, right? And it helps. That's how ultra successful people get to where they're going, or have accomplished what they have accomplished, because they didn't do it alone. It's very important. And number 4, proximity is power. And this is a little different than the role model, because proximity is power. So get close to people who are doing what it is you want to do, and learn from them over and over, not just once. That just once can help, but the power comes when you get into proximity over and over again around people. It could be more than one person. It could be people that are doing what it is we want to do, are acting out who we want to become, or are practicing what it is we want to practice and get better at, right? And so think about who you spend time with is part of this proximity with power thing. And I have one more, but first let's go back over the 4 steps that we've covered so far. Number 1, feed your mind. Stand guard at the door of your mind. We can scroll through, social media and look at all these wonderful things everyone else is doing. But unless we're using it as a tool to do a specific thing, let's focus on something that helps us get to where we want to get, right? Number 2, strengthen your body. Health and fitness is very important, because without that, nothing else matters. Number 3, find a great role model. Look around and find somebody. I guess that you know of some people already that have become who you want to become, or have accomplished what it is you want to accomplish. Find a great role model that you can follow and copy, because success leaves clues. Number 4, proximity is power. Think about who you spend time with. It can be individuals, it can be groups of people that are doing what it is you want to do, and you learn and you get better at what you want to do because you're around these people, you're hearing more about it, you're seeing more of it. And now we get to number 5. Pay it forward by giving more than you expect to receive. I'll repeat that. Pay it forward by giving more than you expect to receive. And we can do that all around us. Maybe it's friendships, maybe it's educating someone else who wants to learn something that we know. It might be doing something for someone. Maybe it's our employment, maybe it's a job, maybe it's someone where we can give more than what we're being paid for, or at least give more than what we're expecting to receive. And that comes back to bless us. Karma is real. Sometimes karma returns quickly, sometimes later, but it does. The universe knows. It's watching what we do. And so those are the 5 points. And I'll repeat the 3 success principles from Ray Dalio, and then I'll repeat the 5 points that we covered today to recap before we wrap this up. Number 1 principle from Ray Dalio: work with people who are good where you are weak. Number 2, how do I know I'm right? Think about it. There's always a better way. Number 3, you need to know what people are like, because that way you know what to expect from them. Less disappointments, right? At least for me. I'm a happier person when I follow this principle. And now to recap on the 5 points that we covered: feed your mind. Strengthen your body is number 2. Number 3, find a great role model. Number 4, proximity is power. Number 5, pay it forward by giving more than you expect to receive. And that's all I have for today. We'll open it up for discussion and to answer all of your questions here in just a moment.